Most candidates fail because they ignore this. Don't make the same mistake before your next interview. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you might know that I currently work as head of recruiting for a fintech company. I also used to run the undergrad campus recruiting program for a Big Four consulting firm and was part of their talent acquisition leadership team. So, I know a few things about interviewing and the follow-on decision-making process to ultimately make the hire. Here are the must-do things you need to do before you interview with me, or really any other recruiter or hiring manager. If you're new here, hi, I'm Luki. I'm a career coach and educator with over 10 years of experience helping professionals land their dream careers, with thousands of followers on LinkedIn, and who currently works as head of recruiting at a fintech. Plus, I've taught career courses at local universities and colleges. On this channel, I share practical tips and insights to help you succeed in your job search and career journey. So, if you're ready to level up your career, make sure to subscribe and stay up to date. In this video, we'll get into 1. Overall interview prep and research, 2. Honing your value, 3. Building your Lego, and 4. Ending strong, and 5. The final follow-up. So you've landed an interview. Awesome. The first thing I would recommend you to do is give yourself a little pat on the back. No, seriously. Landing an interview is probably the hardest part of the whole job search process. If you think about a recruiter wanting 5 to 10 people to interview in order to send to the next round, plus the fact that they see hundreds of applications on a particular role, by being selected for an interview, you're in the top 5 to 10% of candidates. Now, if you got there through a referral, you may be at the top of the top, but that's a topic for a different video. Now, you have to get to work with interview preparation. Hopefully, you're doing this well before you even land an interview, but if your interview is in the next few days, or even tomorrow, here are the areas to focus on. First, take a minute to plan your logistics. I won't go into too much detail in this video, but make sure you don't overlook things like finding a good location, someplace that's quiet where you won't be interrupted, make sure it has a strong Wi-Fi signal for a virtual interview, and if it's in person, plan to arrive at least 15 minutes before, and be sure to dress like a professional. Don't overcomplicate or overthink your logistic preparation. Then, take some time to do some research. The job description will be your main source. Don't overlook the company website. Take a look at news, look at LinkedIn profiles of people who have the same job, even those at different companies. If you're lucky enough to have connections in those roles or companies, then be sure to reach out and see if you can arrange a quick coffee or virtual chat. You should learn about current events, the industry, details of the role, anything you can find out about the culture. Make notes and plan to weave those into your responses. Keep this under about an hour to start, and you can do more later on. Also, take some time to research your salary range. People are often surprised that even at the first interview round, they're asked for their salary expectations. Well, recruiters need to make sure that you're in the right ballpark. And avoid playing games where you expect the recruiter to say their number first. That only works in situations where the recruiter came to you and really wants you, or in a situation where you're okay with annoying the recruiter. One key part of the interview process is to be able to articulate your value. Consider that every question is a 3-part question. First is whatever the question is, next is and how does that benefit the company and the role, and the last is why should I hire you? So the standard tell me about yourself question is really framing your experience and skills against the value that you can create and provide to the role in the company. And underneath that is the question, why you? Versus the 5 to 10 other people that we're screening as well. This can actually be the hardest part of the whole interview prep process, as you need to truly understand you and the value that you bring. Yes, you have X number of years of experience and you worked with this technology or that business process, but so has everyone else that they're interviewing. So why you? If that's a tough question for you, take the job description and distill the responsibilities and qualifications into the 3 to 5 things that they might be looking for. Hint, AI and ChatGPT can help you out there. Then ask yourself, why you in the context of those 3 to 5 areas? Start off with a captivating hook to set the stage. Tell a story to showcase your passion and interest in the company and the role. Plus, how have you successfully achieved one of those 3 to 5 areas using the SHARE framework? And then link the 2 or 4 other areas to that example. Then summarize and close. Practice that response, refine and improve that response. Plus, if you have access and time to a friend, then ask them to give you some feedback. Consider asking that good friend that can give you truly constructive feedback versus your best friend who always thinks that you do great. Practice until it's a 9 out of 10, or as good as you can get it in the time you have left to prepare for your interview. And if you're having trouble, or just want to know whether you're really a 9 out of 10, then why not join the Focus Inspired Academy, which is your gym for career confidence. Go deeper into these concepts and get group coaching to help. Check the link in the description box below for a free 1-month trial for supporting the channel. While tell me about yourself is a very important first impression question to get right, you don't want to overlook the other questions. If you had a work day to prepare, that's 8 hours. I would spend 1 hour with the logistics I mentioned above, then 1 hour preparing tell me about yourself, then take a break, then spend 40 minutes to continue to refine your tell me about yourself and 20 minutes on other questions. Take a break, then split 30 to 30 minutes between tell me about yourself and those other questions. Take another break, then 20-40, break, then 10-50, and so on. And if you're finding that you're really getting the hang of tell me about yourself sooner, then you can dump more time into the other questions. Now, what are these other questions that you want to prepare? Here's a list of the most common ones. The goal at this point is not to get them perfect, but instead to expose yourself to different types of interview questions so that your brain can start processing better responses. You'll start to notice that there are themes for questions: strengths, weaknesses, teamwork, time management, etc. Plus, you'll notice that you'll go back to the same handful of experiences over and over again. That one experience could be the answer to your leadership question, your teamwork question, your time management question. The examples that you use become your Lego blocks. The more Lego you have, the better your answer will be. Be sure to record your answers and review them. I recommend using Udemy, and you can use the code FocusInspired20 for a 20% off discount. As you review, ask yourself, what did I do well? What could I do differently or better? And if you have more than a day to prepare, consider watching and reviewing the recording the next day. Consider using the S3 approach: sight, sound, and sync. Watch the video with the sound off, and even do it at 1.5 or 2 times speed. And you can find any distracting nervous tics you might have. Things like fixing your glasses, playing with your hair, touching your face, or adjusting your seat. All of these can be distracting when done often enough. Plus, for many folks, they're so habitual you don't even know that you're doing it. Then, just listen to the audio without the video. Focus on the words that you use and make adjustments. Then watch them together and see if you notice anything else that could be improved. Then, you want to turn the job description into questions. Take the responsibilities and qualification bullets. Ask yourself, tell me about a time when you demonstrated, first bullet. Tell me about a time when you demonstrated, second bullet. Again, we're not looking for perfection at this point. We're looking for variety and finding more Lego blocks. Again, record, review, and improve. You'll actually find that it doesn't take too many questions for you to start seeing improvement. For the time that you're spending on your other questions, I'd start off with 60% on the common questions, 20% on job description questions, and then 20% more on improving one of your weaker questions to any of the above. Then, as questions become more repetitive, move more time into that improvement area. At this point, you're probably becoming more comfortable and confident with your responses. Take some time to prepare questions for the interviewer. Take some of the research that you did before and ask some questions about the company and the role that you're curious about. Have at least 3 to 5 questions prepared. Questions can be something like, I saw a LinkedIn post that ... Can you tell me a little bit more about how that could affect the company or the role? Or even ask questions about the interviewer themselves, like, what do you enjoy most about working at company name? Plus, ask questions about their responses. Something like, oh, that's interesting. Can you tell me more about whatever it was? And also, be sure to ask for what are the next steps. Then after the interview is over, don't underestimate the value of sending a quick thank you note. There's a ton of guidance to do so, but can you guess how many people actually do? In my experience, it's less than 10%. And this is an absolute must if you're in sales or customer service roles. Will that land you the job? Probably not. Though it might tip the scales in your favor, as a 10% gain in a competitive process can be super helpful. Then you want to follow up based on the timing of your next steps answer. And if you don't hear from them, feel free to reach out every week or 2. So that's what you need to do if you're planning to interview with me or any other recruiter or hiring manager. 1, overall interview prep and research. 2, hone your value in your tell me about yourself. 3, build your Lego. 4, end strong with questions for the interviewer. And 5, follow up with a nice thank you note. What do you think of today's tips? Let me know in the comments which one resonated most. If you're looking for a video with help on your resume, check out this. And if you're looking for help with networking, check out this video. Until next time, be focused and stay inspired.